Welcome to The Dive, your daily deep dive into the transformative ideas shaping today's world. Join your hosts, Tim and Kim, as they distill key lessons from best-selling books authored by the world's leading thought leaders. Each episode offers insightful discussions designed to inspire personal growth and spark meaningful change. Tune in every day to embark on a journey of discovery and enlightenment with The Dive.
Hey everyone, welcome back, ready for another deep dive.
Always.
Today we're tackling a pretty powerful concept from John C. Maxwell's 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership.
Okay.
It's called the Law of the Lid, and honestly, it's kind of blown my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. The idea is that our leadership ability is like a ceiling,
A lid.
a lid. Yeah, exactly. It limits our effectiveness. And by extension, the effectiveness of, well, everyone we lead, right? So
Yep.
thinking about that, all the things that might be holding us back as leaders,
It's kind of daunting, isn't it?
it is. It's a bit intimidating, but also, I think, exciting.
Yeah.
Because if we can identify those limitations, maybe we can, break through them,
Absolutely. We can raise that lid.
Exactly. Raise that lid. So I thought, to really get a handle on this whole law of the lid thing, we could jump into some examples.
Love that.
Okay, so first up, let's go way back in time, like ancient history, with a figure everyone knows, Moses.
Ah, yes. Leading the Israelites out of Egypt. That's some serious leadership.
Right. But, in the beginning, he was full of self-doubt.
Totally. I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
The weight of that responsibility, he's got to lead an entire nation out of slavery, facing down a powerful pharaoh.
Whoa.
It's all a total unknown.
Yeah.
That's a monumental task.
It is. And he actually says to God, right, who am I to do this?
Exactly. Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and bring the Israelites out of Egypt? Like, he couldn't even fathom himself in that leadership role.
So in this case, his self-doubt is the lid.
Oh, absolutely. A major lid, preventing him from even starting,
Yeah.
But, spoiler alert, he does free the Israelites. So something changes, right?
Big time. What shifted for him?
Well, he went through a real transformation. First, he learns to delegate. He realizes, hey, I can't do this all myself.
Smart.
Right. Then he seeks advice.
Mentorship is key.
Yeah. And he gets it from, the best source possible.
Ooh.
His father-in-law, Jethro, and Jethro's wise. He tells Moses, you need a system, man. You can't lead millions of people all by yourself.
Structure.
Exactly. But I think the biggest change, the thing that really raises Moses's lid is he starts to trust
Trust
in himself, in his purpose, in God's plan.
And that's what finally allows him to become the leader he needed to be.
Yep. I mean, what a story.
It's incredibly inspiring. It makes you wonder, what could we achieve if we could really tackle our own self-doubt?
I think about that a lot.
Me too. But, okay, so we've seen the law of the lid at play in ancient history. But is this, still relevant? Does this play out in the modern world?
Good question.
Yeah. So let's fast forward a few millennia and talk about Kodak.
Kodak, yeah, that's an interesting one.
Right. So they were like the photography giants.
Yeah.
Pioneers. They basically invented film photography as we knew it.
Yeah, but then comes the whole digital revolution.
Right. And Kodak, well, they didn't exactly embrace
To
it.
say the least.
They clung to film, even when it was clear that, well, digital was the future.
It's crazy, right? We live in a totally digital world now. And to think that Kodak, the kings of photography, missed that boat.
I know. It's unbelievable. Why do you think they were so resistant to change? Was it just fear of the unknown?
I think it's probably more complicated than that.
Okay, so maybe, they didn't want to, hurt their film business.
Right, maybe they feared that digital would just cannibalize their existing market.
Right. Or maybe the leadership just didn't have the vision.
Yeah.
They couldn't see how big digital was going to be.
Possibly. Or, big companies have a lot of bureaucracy. It can be hard to move quickly when you're a giant like Kodak.
Yeah, that makes sense. So essentially, their inability to adapt, that became the lid.
Yeah, they had the resources, the talent, the history. They'd been so innovative for so long. But the leadership's mindset, that's what held them back.
Wow. Okay, so we've seen how self-doubt and resistance to change, they can both be major lids. It's pretty sobering.
Yeah.
So what can we actually do about it? How can we raise our own leadership lids?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is. Luckily, Maxwell actually gives us a few concrete steps. He outlines 3, and I think it'd be great to unpack those.
Let's do it.
Okay, so number 1, commit to lifelong learning. I mean, makes sense, right? Leadership isn't just something you achieve, it's an ongoing journey.
100%. The world's changing so fast. Leaders need to be constantly evolving, too.
Totally. But honestly, as a leader, finding time to learn constantly, it's hard.
Oh, tell me about it.
Right. So for someone who's like overwhelmed with that challenge, what advice would you give?
Start small. You don't have to enroll in a PhD program tomorrow. Just dedicate 15 minutes a day, maybe even less, to learning something new.
15 minutes. Okay, I can do that.
Right. Read an article, listen to a podcast, take an online course, find a mentor who inspires you.
I love the mentor idea.
It's gold. And, industry conferences, workshops, all of those can give you fresh perspectives.
Okay, so making learning a habit. Love that.
It makes all the difference.
Okay, step number 2, embracing feedback.
Ooh, that's a tough one for a lot of people.
It is. It's hard to hear criticism, even when it's meant to be helpful.
Yeah, but it's vital for growth. Feedback helps us see those blind spots, the areas where we might be falling short, even if we don't realize it.
So how do we actually create a culture where feedback is not scary, but welcomed?
Well, you got to be proactive about it.
Okay, so ask for it.
Exactly. Regularly ask your team, your peers, even those you mentor, ask them for their honest opinions and make it clear, I value your feedback. I want to hear what you really think, even if it's tough.
So set the expectation that it's okay to be candid.
Exactly. And, equally important when you do get feedback, listen to it, really process it, and then actually use it to improve.
That's where the real magic happens.
Right. It's not just about hearing it. It's about applying it.
Love it.
Mm.
Okay, and finally, step 3 for raising our leadership lid.
Yeah.
Taking risks and innovating.
Ooh, yes. No more playing it safe.
Right. This one feels exciting, but also a bit scary.
It should. Growth happens outside our comfort zones.
True. But how do we push past that fear of failure?
Yeah.
Especially as leaders, there's a lot of pressure to have it all figured out.
Right. You got to reframe failure. See it as a learning opportunity, not a setback.
Okay, reframing failure. I like that.
Yeah. Surround yourself with people who support creativity, who encourage you to try new things.
Find your cheerleaders.
Exactly. And celebrate those small wins along the way. And don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it.
So true. We don't have to do it all alone.
Okay, so those are the 3 steps. Commit to lifelong learning, embrace feedback, and take risks. It's like a roadmap, right?
It is. And as we were talking about Kodak earlier, the last point from Maxwell really resonated with me.
Oh, yeah. What was it?
He asks, what opportunities might we miss out on if we don't raise that lid?
Whoa. That's powerful.
Right. Think about it. What dreams might go unrealized? What potential might be left untapped, both in our own lives and the lives of those we lead?
It's a question we should all be asking ourselves regularly.
Well, this has been incredible. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the law of the lid. We hope you found it insightful and, dare we say, inspiring.
It's been a pleasure.
And we hope it's encouraged you to reflect on your own leadership journey and, who knows, maybe even start lifting that lid. We'll see you next time.
Until then.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of The Dive. We hope today's exploration of groundbreaking ideas has provided you with valuable insights to apply in your own life. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell to stay updated with our daily episodes. If you enjoyed today's discussion, please give us a thumbs up and share it with your friends. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, keep diving your mind to new horizons.